So we detected about 47 frames per second. This is running on the Radeon Vega. So let's look and see whether we can launch this on the Nvidia. Hi everyone, Richard here. Look what I have. This is a beautiful laptop. This is from ILLEGEAR. It's ILLEGEAR. It's not illegal, it's ILLEGEAR. So this is a local Malaysian brand which they brought in their own design and laptop configuration. And I'm very proud of what they're doing. They're actually giving an option for us to have a local brand that supports all the different customization configuration. What is great about this brand is they do customize units for laptops and desktops PC. So the configuration for this is quite high-end. I'm quite surprised. This is the ILLEGEAR ONYX V, which has an AMD Ryzen 7 4800H CPU inside here. So, and then they pair it with the NVIDIA RTX 2060 with 6 gigs of RAM. So I'm quite pumped up with this unit because it's really good specs for a laptop. And it comes with a matte screen. You can see it's not reflective. It's a matte 15.6 inch Full HD 120 Hz IPS screen, and it's got very thin bezels here. And they have another model which is 144 Hz, but the one I have here now is 120 Hz, and you can see it's thin here. And guess where's the camera? Right at the bottom. So if you are using the webcam, do trim your nostril hairs, right? If not, you get all the view from your nostrils. So this is quite impressive, and it has 16 GB RAM, but this model that comes with this unit is 32 GB, right? And it allows you to customize it up to 64 GB. That means you can have two 32 GB RAM inside here, and you get a 64. So seriously, if you're thinking of trying to edit any video and you need lots of RAM, this is a unit that you may have to look at. On top of that, this comes with a 256 GB Seagate Barracuda SSD. It's an NVMe SSD, PCIe 3 Gen 3. So it has 4 channels on this PCIe. But we're going to try out the Seagate Barracuda SSD in this unit. So again, it's fully customizable. What is being sold as well online in their store is 500 GB NVMe SSD, but the one that comes here is a Seagate Barracuda. So I'm quite interested in that as well, because technically it's supposed to be a very fast SSD. So we'll have a look with some benchmark. But before with that, we'll look at the chassis and the design and how does the ports look like. Right, the ILLEGEAR logo looks beautifully designed. Looks like a Transformer logo, right? It's like Transformers. Okay, so very nice, good design logo. Let's look at the front. It's very neat. There's no other LED or ports in front, and there's a gap here for the opening of the lid, and it's very clean. So look at the right hand side, you'll have a full-size card reader. That's great because you can do all your editing videos and camera photos from here, and 2 USB-A ports and nothing else. That's just the air vents, and huge air vents on the back here, and Now we go to the back, and this is all air vents. This is where the heat comes out, as well as vent here. It may be a sucking in. This may be an in vent, this may be an out vent. Okay, what is interesting here is you'll never run out of display port. There's two, and one HDMI, and then one Type C. This is not Thunderbolt and not chargeable. And then this is your power delivery barrel. That's where you get the power is. But this is not chargeable. It's not Thunderbolt. It's a waste. It should be at least a power delivery here, right? And you can pair with 3 monitors for this. And this is the exhaust vent as well. There's nothing here. And then let's go to the left. As usual, the Kensington lock. And then this is the vent out as well. And this is the LAN port on the left here. They should have put this behind, right? They should have put it here, somewhere here, right? Rather than the left side, because you have a very long cable, and if you're a left-hander, you have this LAN port obstructing your hand. And then you have one more USB Type A. Good thing here now is you have a mic in as well as a headphone, so you actually can have a better setup for your recording and audio for your gaming as well. You have a headphone and a mic, so it's two. So let's look at the bottom. This is the interesting part. Lots of people comment about not having enough vents for ventilation and things like that. The opening is right where the fans are, so lots of possible of air going in as well, and much needed vents here, and as well the vent is on this fan here as well. So lots of vents even from the center. I think this would be the RAM area. We'll open this up and have a look. Alright, before we go in, it's very easy to open. There's only about 4 screws here and 2 at the side and 4 on the front. So it's just standard Phillips screws. It's very easy to open. And before we look at that, let's look at the power unit. Okay, the power unit that comes with this laptop is huge. So actually the laptop is quite light. It's about 1.8 kilograms, and it's only like 18 mm thick. So, but the power brick is quite a large one because it's a 180 watt power brick, right? So now the 180 watt is paired to the battery, which is actually a 46.7 watt hour battery. So this is 46.7 watt hour. It's only 3/4 of the space. What I think you can have an option for full size battery, which is I think would be much better for this setup rather than wasted space here. Why I say it's a wasted space? Technically you're supposed to put a SSD here, right? But they have a dual slot here. There's another slot here. You can put in another SSD, which is, I mean, you have more than enough storage, right? Two SSDs. So both NVMe SSDs here, you can actually put a full battery for this unit. So let's look at that. 2 speakers, left and right. All the ports are here, and the suction fan is at the side that dispels the heat to the front and back, and this side as well equally, and the ports are the side here. Then you have the GPU and the graphic card here, which has their own heat pipe, dual heat pipe. So the graphic card and the CPU are well cooled with the fan, and the additional ports are on the back. Now this is Wi-Fi 6 Wi-Fi card, which you can change, but it's really Wi-Fi 6. I don't think you want to change that. and these are where the RAM will be, right? Currently this unit is running at 32 GB. You can open it up. 32 GB RAM, and you can put in up to 64, so you never run out of RAM with this. This 64 GB max, 2 SSD slot, is highly customizable and upgradable for the developer, designer, gamer. This is a unit you need to look at. And on top of that, it's got the NVIDIA RTX 2060 with the AMD Ryzen 7 4800H processor, which is crazy good. So let's look at that. That's all we have here for the internals, and let's do some benchmark and see how fast especially the Seagate is and how fast the AMD and the RTX will be. Right, before I forget, I actually left out one very important component that you don't see here, and it's for the SSD. It's for both the NVMe SSD, and it's hidden on the back of the cover. Let me show you. See this cover? I've not even seen this on the high-end gaming laptop on other brands, but you've really got to give it to ILLEGEAR. Look at this. There's a heat sink here, right? And it goes right on top of the SSDs. The heat will be transferred out with the heating shield here, you know, this and the pad. So seriously, this is amazing because it really would help this NVMe SSD to dissipate heat. I think other brands need to look at this, right? This really would help. So good job ILLEGEAR for having this component. Seriously, very good job with that. Wow, look at this. Look at this. This is a lighted backlit keyboard. So you can choose to off and on it. And it's got the different colors on that. It's a RGB. But it's not per key, so it's a whole row we have. Let's have a look at that. Restarting. You give it to Windows, right? It'll just do a restart and update for you, whether you like it or not. We'll hold on. We'll be back shortly, right after the restart. Yep, we're back. So I can continue with the keyboard, right? So there's a control here from ILLEGEAR with the lighting effects control. You can see you can now it's currently, what color is this? Okay, so that's a keyboard color. You can adjust colorful. Yep, it's changing. And manual and brightness. So let's go, what colors we have here. It's monochrome, so it's single color here. You can go orange, right, and yellow. So great that you can just adjust your colors, or you can do it colorful, it will start changing by itself. So but it's not per key, so it's just the whole board. So this is ILLEGEAR Command Center. It's good they have their own controller, and you can see what's the fan speed, and this is a system monitor, and you can see the processor speed, network speed, and GPU frequency. It's not bad. So you have SSD. So this is Barracuda 510 SSD. Odd naming, because 510 I would think that would be GB. But it's actually 256 GB. It's just a naming convention of Seagate. Let's do that, and then let's go back to run some benchmarks on this and have a look. Alright, first up, I think in everyone's mind, including mine, is how does the Barracuda, the Seagate Barracuda, fare in this laptop, and let's have a look at that. Okay, let's run a benchmark on the Seagate Barracuda 510. Right, these are the results. It's a 3000 Mbps read and the 1000 Mbps write. So I was expecting to be fast. This is okay, this 3000, which is very good, and I was hoping for 3000 write as well. But okay, it's 3000 read and 1000 write for this Seagate Barracuda 510 256 SSD. So we'll look at other benchmarks. Okay, next up, let's look at the Geekbench 5. And we have two options. One would be the Radeon graphics, and then the other one will be the RTX 2060 for the OpenCL. Let's run with the CPU benchmark first, and then we'll do the OpenCL. Okay, since we're testing this and you can hear the sound, let's hear how much it sounds. .45, at least about 45 decibels of fan noise when it's running the benchmark. So there you have it. The single core is about 1179, and then the multi-core is 7946. So it's only good to compare back to the 10th gen i7, which is 10875H, and this 8 cores, same as the Ryzen 7, 8 cores, 16 threads. So this 8 cores as well. Now we see the single core is faster for the 10th gen i7, and the multi-core is a bit lower. So you can have, it's comparable to the 10th gen for the Ryzen 7. So here I'm going to run two benchmarks. One is with the Radeon graphics, and we'll see how does the compute benchmark turns out with the Radeon. So it's 12,700 with the Radeon in graphic, which is with the Ryzen 7. Now we'll run the OpenCL again, but this time with the RTX 2060. Well, we're looking at 70,000 if you use the RTX 2060. And that's the difference between the onboard graphics and the 70,000 for the RTX 2060, which is a dedicated graphic card. So now I'm going to run 3D Mark times pi and see how it comes out. You can look at the frames per second here and the temperature of the Ryzen as well. So this running on the Radeon, and you can see the frames per second here. It's not bad, it's running on Radeon. It's not even on the RTX 2060. We're getting about 40 frames per second. And temperature is super cool. It's not even in the highs. 36. It's hardly hot anyway. It's 38. Top, center of the keyboard is 38. So the cooling is quite good. Doesn't feel, you just feel a bit slight warmness on the keyboard. Doesn't feel hot. I have 40. Oh, that's a very fast render, and it's wow, look at the figures. We're talking about 10,005 points here for multi-core, and it's above the Core i9 9th gen CPU. So let's run on the single core. Right, and the single core is only 1200, so 1243 points, so it's still way above the amazing. It's way above a Core i9 9980H CPU. So it's a very respectable score. Actually, you're not losing much with the Ryzen 7 as opposed to the Ryzen 9. It's still very good price. Actually, you can get the Ryzen 7 here. So I'm going to run a benchmark on this World of Tanks, and it's going to be 1080p with the ultra setting, and ray trace is off. Okay, the results is 22,000, and maybe we'll try this with the, we'll change the setting to turn on the ray tracing. What would that be? Here we go. So we're going to do a 1080p ultra and ultra ray tracing. I'm not sure how it's going to come out. Let's just try it since this has a NVIDIA RTX 2060. So the result is 15,281, which is on lower than previous benchmark, which is at 22. So the ray tracing, the RT being full, is a bit jerky. You can see that some of the tank movements was a bit jerky. I think you can't set it to full, maybe using mid or not even having the RT on. But then again, it's good for this gaming unit. So we'll run a benchmark on the Forza, and we can see on how much frame rates we are getting out of it. So it's excellent. The temperature in the frames per second is quite constant, and best thing is the temperature hasn't even risen up. It's actually not even that warm here. Surprisingly good. So you talk about average frames per second. So you mute this first. So you mute this a bit loud. So, very good results. We're talking about the average frames per second, and then you have a maximum 192, and you can see the temperature on the CPU and the GPU. Don't mind this because it's supposed to read NVIDIA anyway. It's reading Radeon, but the CPU and GPU is not hot, you know. It's still bearable if you take that. So it's 38 and 41 on the top where the GPU and the CPU is. Keyboard is about 39, and this part is 44. I suspect that's where the GPU is. It's 44 there, and this portion is where the CPU is. It's 38. There you have it. We have very good results from this ILLEGEAR, which has the AMD Ryzen 7 4800H paired with the NVIDIA RTX 2060, and the results are good. Actually, this is quite an impressive unit for the size and the screen, with the 120 Hz screen. And I'll give these details, the specs of this unit, in the description, and the links to ILLEGEAR's website, and we can get it online. And do have a look. I'm quite impressed with this unit. The only thing that that I may not like is that the Type-C, which is behind, is not charging. You don't have power delivery. That means I can't charge this laptop on the go with a Type-C charger, maybe a 65-watt Type-C charger. But I need to carry the power brick, which is a 180-watt power brick. That brick is huge. It's not small. So even though I have a nice, rather not that large 15-inch laptop here, it would be great if I can charge with the Type-C. Other than that, the screen is great. The feel of the keyboard and the touchpad is all acceptable. It's good, and for the price, I think it's a great bargain. You can get this unit, and you can upgrade. Remember, there's 2 slots for the RAM. You can go up to 64 GB. That is very good. And you have 2 slots for NVMe. You can put the 2 SSD there, which means you can have 4 terabyte. If you buy 2 terabyte SSD, you have 2 of it, you're actually getting 4 terabytes. So I would recommend this for YouTubers, content creators, video editing, you know, things that you need to do, which needs a lot of RAM and a lot of storage space and the full power of 180 watt. And that's why you're getting good results from the benchmark. It's a R7, it's a Ryzen 7, so you don't really need to go to R9, Ryzen 9 for this, because you have the RTX 2060. It's more than sufficient with this. You're getting a lot of power, a lot of usage out of this unit, and you can have a look at it. Do give it a try. So do give me a thumbs up if you like this review, and do check out ILLEGEAR's website, Facebook or Instagram or whichever social media they're in, and see what else other units that they have, because they are customizable. They can probably customize to what you require. And do give me a thumbs up if you like this, and follow me on my next video. I'll see you again. Have a nice day. Bye.